Have you ever wondered why it seemed like your relationship with a narcissist was never meant to last? It's as if you were caught in their web of manipulation, deceit, and selfishness, only to realize one day that you were never meant to be there forever. But what if I told you that your role in their life was never to be a permanent fixture? That you were placed there by a higher force, a divine purpose, to teach them the most valuable lesson they would ever encounter. Hold that thought, because the truth might surprise you. Today we are going to delve into the powerful concept that you were never meant to stay in a narcissist's life. You were sent as a catalyst for change, a moment of reckoning, and yes, you were successful. Now, before we get into the heart of this discussion, if you find yourself nodding along or thinking about how this resonates with your experiences, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated. This is a space where we explore real, raw insights into narcissistic relationships and personal empowerment. Trust me, you're not alone on this journey, and you're not the only one who has been through this. So let's dive in. You see, for the narcissist, you were just another chapter in their life, weren't you? They likely saw you as nothing more than a fleeting presence, a mere stepping stone in their journey, a temporary figure meant to serve their endless desires, to meet their needs, to offer them someone to inflate their fragile ego. When they first encountered you, they couldn't see the true magnitude of your soul. They didn't understand the divine purpose behind your existence, the love you offered, the patience you showed, or the countless silent sacrifices you made, just to keep them happy, to support them, to be there when they needed someone to validate their sense of self. In their self-absorbed world, they were too caught up in their own needs, their own narrative, to ever fully appreciate the depth of who you were. They never recognized your worth or saw you for the extraordinary person that you truly are. But the truth is, you were never just another chapter in their life. No, my dear, you were a turning point. You were placed in their life by a higher power for a reason they couldn't see at the time. God put you there to shake their world to its core, to disrupt their false sense of reality, and to challenge their deeply rooted delusions about themselves and the way they saw others. You were never meant to fit into their twisted narrative. No, you were the one who was destined to rewrite it, to introduce a new chapter that would challenge everything they thought they knew. Every moment you spent with them, every ounce of patience you offered, every act of love and kindness you gave, these were all parts of a much larger and more profound design. They couldn't recognize it then, but your love wasn't meant to stay with them forever. Your purpose was to teach them something they desperately needed to learn, to awaken them from their delusional state, and to leave them transformed, whether for better or for worse. The narcissist may not have recognized it at first, but your presence was a mirror to them, reflecting everything they refused to face about themselves. The love you offered them was pure, unconditional, and selfless. You didn't seek to control them, to manipulate them, or to change them. You loved them just as they were. But instead of accepting that love as the gift that it was, they tried to manipulate it, control it, twist it into something that suited their fragile ego, or they discarded it when it no longer fed their need for validation. In doing so, they failed the silent test that you were unknowingly administering to them. You didn't need to say anything. Your actions, your unwavering love, and your patient presence were all teaching them lessons they were not prepared to learn. And now, as you've walked away, they're left with the aftermath of their choices, sitting in regret, trying desperately to piece together what went wrong, wondering how they let you slip away. But here's the cold, hard truth. They will never fully understand the extent of their loss until it's far too late. They will never be able to comprehend the depth of what they lost in you. They thought you were there to stay, didn't they? They believed that no matter how they treated you, you would always be there to fulfill their needs, to validate their existence. But in reality, you were never there just to stay. You were there to challenge them. You were the lesson they never realized they needed, the wake-up call they had been avoiding for so long. And when you left, their world came crashing down around them. You left a void in their life that they will never be able to fill. No matter how hard they try to replace you, no matter how many people they use to fill that empty space, it will always be you that they long for. Your absence isn't just a loss of a person. It's the loss of the opportunity they had to change, to evolve, and to become someone capable of truly loving and appreciating you. They lost the chance to rise to your level, to meet you halfway, to be the kind of person who could match your love and care. Instead, they stayed stuck in their own limited, self-centered world, unwilling or unable to grow beyond their own toxic pattern. And now, they are left facing the consequences of their own actions. Consequences they will struggle to escape. So now, as they sit with their regrets and attempt to make sense of everything that happened, know that their loss is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. You were the person who gave them everything they needed to change, but they failed to see it. You were the one who gave them the opportunity to rise, but they refused to take it. And now, they will have to live with that for as long as they exist. Meanwhile, you are free. You are free from their manipulations, free from their toxic influence, and free to live the life you were always meant to live. You are free to move forward, knowing that you gave everything you had, but you didn't lose yourself in the process. And that, in the end, is all that matters. You see, God doesn't place chosen ones in the lives of others just to make their lives more comfortable or easier. It's not about providing simple solutions or smoothing over their struggles. No, the purpose is much deeper, much more profound than that. When God places someone special in another person's life, it's not for them to live in peace. It's to challenge them, to shake them awake from their slumber. You were placed in their life not to add comfort, but to make them uncomfortable, to force them to face the hard truths they've been avoiding, to confront their flaws, their inflated ego, and their inability to love in a genuine, healthy way. You weren't there to make everything easier for them, but to be the catalyst for their growth, even if they resisted it. You were the wake-up call they never wanted to hear, the one they needed most but did not know how to appreciate at the time. Your presence in their life was never about fitting into their expectations or desires. It was about pushing them to see the truth. Truths they were too terrified to face. Truths that they could never acknowledge in the comfort of their old patterns. And when you finally walked away, you sealed that lesson for them. It wasn't something they could escape. You were the key, and your departure was the lock that closed the door on any chance for real change. Now they sit with the heavy weight of their own choices, wondering if they could have done things differently. They replay every interaction, every moment of neglect, every instance where they took you for granted. They wonder if they could have treated you better, loved you more deeply, appreciated you for the divine being that you are, instead of only using you to feed their insatiable ego. They ask themselves if they could have recognized your worth while you were still there. But by the time they realize the truth, it's far too late. That window of opportunity has closed and they missed it. They missed their chance to change, to grow, and to meet you where you deserve to be met. The time for transformation was when you were by their side, offering love and patience. They failed to see the value of that, and now, in the silence of your absence, they face the bitter reality of the loss. They are left to carry the consequences of their own actions, regretting the things they didn't do, the love they didn't give, and the opportunity they let slip away. But as they sit there, trapped in their spiral of regret, you are thriving. You've moved forward, stepping into your own power, and with that movement, the blessings that were always meant for you are beginning to flow into your life. God doesn't send his chosen ones into the lives of others just to challenge them, to stir up their discomfort and force them into confrontation. No, God also lifts them up, rewards them, and fills their life with abundance once their mission is complete. You were sent not only to awaken and challenge, but also to be elevated when your task was fulfilled. As they remain caught in their endless cycle of regret and self-pity, you are free, free to embrace your destiny, free to pursue the life that's waiting for you, and free to walk the path you were always meant to walk. You are now glowing with the wisdom and strength that you have earned through your trials. You are walking into the next chapter of your life, empowered and ready for whatever comes next. Meanwhile, the narcissist will try to replace you. They will search high and low for someone who can replicate what they had with you. But deep down, they will know that it will never work. God doesn't create duplicates. You were unique, irreplaceable. You were a once-in-a-lifetime presence in their life, and they will never find anyone who can take your place. No matter how hard they try, they will never be able to recreate what they had with you. They will search for someone who looks like you, who acts like you, who feels like you, but it will always fall short. Their relationships will feel hollow, incomplete, and empty, because they will never experience what they had with you again. Their Their new connections will be surface level, built on the empty promises of their ego. But they will lack the depth, the genuine connection, the soulfulness that you brought into their life. Their achievements will seem empty. Their success will feel meaningless, because they won't have anyone to share it with in the same way. Their world will feel smaller, more limited, because no matter how many people they surround themselves with, they will always be haunted by the absence of what you offered them. They will carry the memory of you with them, even if they try to move on, and nothing in their life will ever be able to fill the space you left behind. And as they desperately try to distract themselves, to fill the emptiness with anything that might take their mind off the reality they're avoiding, there will be moments, often in the quietest, most still times, when the truth will rise to the surface. They won't be able to escape it, no matter how hard they try. Your love, your kindness, your unwavering presence will echo in their thoughts, lingering in their mind long after you've walked away. Every time they find themselves alone, they will be confronted with the weight of the mistake they made. And in those moments, the truth will sink in deep. They had everything they needed to change, to rise above their own limitations, to become the better version of themselves that they so desperately needed to be. But instead of rising to the occasion, they chose to stay trapped in their patterns, their toxic behavior, their ego. They chose to let their fear and pride control their decisions, to continue the same old cycle of self-destruction. Now they must live with the consequences of their actions, knowing deep down that the chance to change was right in front of them, and they let it slip away. But here's the most profound realization of all. This is not about seeking revenge. This is not about punishing them for the hurt they caused you, for the damage they inflicted on your heart and soul. No, this is about something far deeper, far more powerful. This is about justice. This is the universe's way of ensuring that balance is restored. The scales of fate are being set right, and what they took from you, whether it was love, trust, or your time, they will lose in the end. What you so generously gave, what you poured into them without expectation, will come back to you multiplied, 100-fold. You have done the work, you have endured the trials, and now it's your time to rise. The universe is aligning for you, and the blessings that were always meant for you are beginning to flow into your life. The lessons you taught them, whether they saw it or not, are now coming full circle, and they must reckon with their own actions, while you move forward toward the bright future that awaits you. So as they sit, trapped in their regret, unable to find any peace or comfort in the decisions they made, you will continue to move forward, unburdened by their past actions. You will be unstoppable, walking in your purpose, free from the chains of the past. Your strength will shine like a beacon for others to see, lighting the way for those who still have the courage to walk the path of growth and transformation. Your journey, the trials you've overcome, will serve as inspiration to others who may be walking a similar road. You were never meant to be hidden, never meant to fade into the background. You were always meant to stand out, to shine brightly for the world to see. And now that you've embraced your true self, that light is visible for all to witness. Your life has a purpose that is bigger than the small, limited narratives that others tried to impose on you. You were meant to be more than just a fleeting presence in their lives. You were meant to teach, to guide, to show them what true love looks like, even if they couldn't appreciate it in the moment. And now, as you continue on your journey, walking toward your own destiny, they are left behind with the painful realization that they couldn't meet your standard. They couldn't rise to the occasion. They couldn't step up and be the person you needed them to be. And ultimately, they couldn't keep you. You were too much for them, too real, too pure for their false ego. And though they may have tried to convince themselves otherwise, deep down they know they failed. They know they let the most significant person they could have ever had slip through their fingers. But you are not looking back. You are not waiting for them to catch up, and you're not giving them a second chance. You've learned all you needed to learn, and the best part of your journey is still ahead of you. You are walking into a future full of promise, full of potential, and full of love. Love that is authentic, that is deserving of you, and that will nourish your soul in ways they never could. And as you step into your purpose, your true calling, you'll carry with you the knowledge that the lesson was learned, just not by you. The lesson was never meant for you to internalize, for you to suffer, for you to endure forever. The lesson was for them. The universe gave them the opportunity to change, to grow, to meet you halfway, but they failed the test. Now the weight of their regrets is theirs to bear, not yours. They will carry the consequences of their decisions, the pain of their failure, and the knowledge that they could have had something beautiful, something rare, but they let it go. You, on the other hand, are free to pursue your dreams, free to embrace the love that is waiting for you, and free to live the life that you deserve. Let them regret, let them learn, but it's no longer your burden. You are moving forward, and nothing, no one, can change that. Thank you for joining me today and exploring this powerful journey. Remember, you are not just a chapter in someone's story. You are the turning point. Stay strong, stay true to your purpose, and keep shining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful discussions. And always remember, your worth isn't defined by others. It's defined by your own strength, resilience, and divine purpose. Keep moving forward, chosen one. Your best days are ahead.